What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie review. My name is Big Cam, and yesterday my review for Ice Age 2002's Ice Age 1 came out, and it has like 100 views in a day. So I'm gonna follow that up here on Sunday and do something I wasn't necessarily gonna do. I was gonna do maybe just Ice Age 2, but because of that video coming out yesterday doing so well, on Friday I had watched Ice Age 2 and 3, and then last night I watched Ice Age 4 and 5, and I had never seen Ice Age Collision Course, so that one was actually a nice little treat of a first time watch for me. And Scrat, the little nut crazy squirrel, is so funny in that, and just like how crazy it gets. But you can tell by the time they get to this fifth movie in 2016 from 2002, right? So we're talking 14 years, 5 movies. It's a long time, right? Like, in the fifth one just doesn't have the magic. None of them have the magic as the first one does. But the first one was so good, and then the second one was good as well, that they were like, we might as well just keep going and building out this herd and building out their families. And like at first, it was just the 3 of them. It was just Ray Romano, Denis Leary as Diego, and John Leguizamo as Sid. And the 3 of them are so good, Manny, Sid, and Diego. And then, you know, the second movie, Manny finds more mammoths and finds Ellie, his new wife, and that's Queen Latifah. Phenomenal casting as the wife. So you got Ray Romano and Queen Latifah going back and forth. She's half possum. The possums are Josh Peck and Sean William Scott. And then in the later movies, right, they get pregnant, right, in the third movie, and then they have a baby, and the baby's name is Peaches. And Peaches in the 4th and 5th movie is voiced by Keke Palmer, which is awesome. And then I believe in the 4th one, like, Drake's in there as like a cocky mammoth. Yeah, it's gay. I didn't really like the 4th one. That's probably why I never saw the 5th one. But the 5th one is still funny, and the 4th one's got some good stuff in there. Like, there's still Peter Dinklage, right, in Collision Course, Ice Age 4. You meet J-Lo is going to be the other Sabertooth for Diego, so Diego kind of meets somebody. So now in the 5th movie, the only one that doesn't really have a couple is Sid, and then in that 5th movie, he meets somebody, right? So then it's Sid and his girl, Diego and his Sabertooth girl, J-Lo, and then it's Ray Romano and Queen Latifah. Like, it's all so good and so well cast. Peter Dinklage is Captain Guts in the 4th movie. Sid's grandma is Wanda Sykes' granny. Oh, Wanda Sykes' granny is so funny. So friggin' funny. But you guys get the point here. These are all great movies. The first one is always going to be the most iconic. I mean, it's just the song, the story, right? And if they're making an Ice Age 6, the one thing that I was thinking about, because I watched 1 and then 2 through 5, what about the little kid that they saved, right? Like the little baby they saved in the first movie. The first movie there was people. And then the rest of the movies, they almost never see people ever, right? Like, at all. And what happened to that tribe of people from the first movie? Like, they're not still hunting down mammoths and people? Like, come on, there's people still out there. And I almost want them to revisit that in the 6th movie. Come all the way back to the beginning, and the kid that they saved, you know, bring him back. Where's the baby? There he is, right? Like, bring that baby back. I would love for that to happen. But overall, I rank these movies, and you can find my ranking and all my reviews on Letterboxd with a D at the end, Letterboxd. And the Ice Age ranking for me pretty much goes as the movies come out, right? I rank them 1 through 5 as 1 through 5 as my rankings as what I like best. You know, I think they just get progressively just a bit worse, but they're still not bad movies, right? Because the fifth movie, Ice Age Collision Course, is the most recent one. It's really good. I gave it 2.5 stars. You know, 5 out of 10. It's not terrible. It's just not my favorite out of these. I also gave Continental Drift, Ice Age 4, 2.5 stars out of 5. So, you know, 5 out of 10. And then I also gave Ice Age 3, Down the Dinosaurs, 2.5 out of 5 stars. You know, about a 5 out of 10. That movie's great because they introduced Buck, the one-eyed, you know, crazy ferret thing. So funny, and that's voiced by Simon Pegg. Love that. I love that Josh Peck is Eddie, like one of the possums. And then Ice Age 2, The Meltdown, I gave 3 out of 5 stars, but 6 out of 10. Mostly just because of the Easter eggs they planted in the first movie, right? Like, the Ice Age in the first movie at the end is like melting. And then the second one, The Meltdown, it's all melting, right? And the fishes thaw out of the ice, and it all ends up, they're all flooding, and it comes down to Scrat saves the day, the little friggin' squirrel. Like, it's crazy that it works out that well. But I also love the way that they tell the storytelling, because they start the movie with Scrat, right? And then they get into our characters and what they're doing. And then in between our characters going from point A to point B, instead of following them on that trail, we cut back to Scrat and that little squirrel and what he's doing with his nut. And then they cut back to the people. Now they're at part B, and then when they're going to part C, we cut back to Scrat, right? So it's perfect little storytelling where it's like you start, and then Scrat has a full like arc of a story where he starts here with the nut and he goes on a complete journey, you know, and most of the time it's he has it and then he loses it, and the whole journey, the whole movie is him trying to get it back, and then he gets it back by the end and then loses it again, and then now that story will continue in the 3rd or 4th or 5th movie. Hilarious movies. I really do love Ice Age. Ray Romano is really one of my favorite voice actors, but also one of my favorite people. He was so funny in his TV show back in the day. But John Leguizamo as Sid, I mean, you can't get better for Sid. And Diego being Denis Leary is so funny because he's got that such dry, like, voice. I'm pretty sure Denis Leary's a Boston guy, so maybe that's why I like him the most too. But by the end of this, and Diego's kind of got a heart, and he's got a girl, like, he comes a long way from the saber-toothed tiger we met in the first movie. And they all do. They all go on some pretty crazy arcs from the first movie all the way to the end, and it's just fun and good time to spend time with these characters. I'm into it, baby. I'm always here for it. So, overall, I gave this entire series probably about a 3 out of 5 stars, about a 6 out of 10 on average, I would guess. And the first one's definitely my favorite, and that's my ranking. So comment below, what is your ranking 1 through 5 of the Ice Age movies? And are you excited for Ice Age 6 that just got announced recently? So can't wait to see that and what they end up doing with that. And like I said, I hope they go back to the beginning and show us what happened to that little baby and the people, you know? But thank you guys so much for coming on by. My name's Big Cam. If you want to follow my other social medias, the links for those are down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for coming on by. The best way to support the channel is by liking this video, subscribing if you're new, and hitting that bell so you don't miss future videos. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Peace.